All right, today we are jumping into something pretty powerful. It's a personal declaration called I Quit the Rage Farm. And it's a really raw look at the whole online media world we live in, and one person's choice to just walk away. So what does it even mean to quit, and what in the world is the Rage Farm? Let's get into it.
Wow, okay, so this piece does not mess around. It kicks right off with this line. Talk about a hook, right? It just hits you and you're immediately thinking, quit what? And why?
And that's the big question, isn't it? The Rage Farm? I mean, it's obviously not a real farm with, crops and stuff. So what is it? What is this thing that someone felt they had to quit so publicly? Let's get into the definition.
Okay, so first up, welcome to the Rage Farm. The way it's described here, this isn't just about like one creator or a single website. Nope, it's a whole environment, a digital ecosystem you could say, and it's got its own rules, its own key players, and yeah, even its own currency.
And here it is, the big definition. The Rage Farm is basically a system where you feed your brain, your attention, your energy to online personalities. And what fuels this whole thing? Outrage, boredom, depression, all that good stuff. They profit from it. It's a transaction, simple as that.
All right, next section, the players of the game. So every ecosystem has its inhabitants, right? Well, the Rage Farm is no different. This piece breaks them down into a few key types, a few key players.
First on the list, the pundits. You know who I'm talking about, the political commentators, the social critics, basically the talking heads you see everywhere, breaking down what's wrong with the world, usually in the most dramatic way possible.
And this quote pretty much sums up their vibe. It's this constant drumbeat of doom, right? The elites are evil. Everything's falling apart. The whole point is to create a nonstop crisis because that keeps you glued to the screen, hanging on their every word.
Okay, let's meet player number 2, the motivational gurus. Oh yeah, these are the grind set folks, the hustle culture promoters. They're selling you the dream of a better you, a better life. But, there's always a price tag. And I think this quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's so over the top, but it feels real. Work harder. Buy my course. What's kind of wild is how it's presented as the solution to the misery the pundits might be selling you. And yeah, the quiet part out loud is that the solution always seems to involve you paying them.
Now this next category, this one is interesting because the author's view on them changed. We're talking about the exposers, the online sleuths, the drama channels that call out bad people and scams. And at first glance, you think, hey, these are the good guys.
But the critique here is pretty sharp. The argument is that over time, a lot of them fall into the exact same trap. It becomes less about the truth and more about the show. Spectacle becomes mandatory. The drama itself is the product, not justice or facts.
And this is where all comes together. This is the big aha moment of the piece. They've all got different costumes on, right? The pundit, the guru, the expose channel. But underneath, it's the same game. One sells outrage, another sells a solution, a third sells drama. But the goal is identical. Get your attention, get your emotion, and turn it into clicks.
Okay, part 3, the audience at 0. This is where the focus flips. We've been talking about the creators, the farmers in this whole analogy. But what's the cost for the rest of us? The audience, the people actually getting farmed.
And there's a term for this: parasocial lives. It's that thing where you get so invested, you're cheering for these online personalities, you're arguing in the comments, you're emotionally all in. But it's a one-way street. It doesn't actually change anything in your real day-to-day life.
So when you look at the scoreboard, the real-world scoreboard of how you're doing, the number that comes up is this: a big, fat 0. All that time you spent, all that energy, all that outrage. For what exactly?
And that 0 isn't just a number. It represents something real. The argument here is that while you're busy feeding the Rage Farm, the things that actually matter in your life, your physical health, your mental state, your energy levels, your relationships with actual people, they're all getting neglected. They're stuck on 0.
So what's the way out? That brings us to our last section, reclaiming real life. We've got the diagnosis, now what's the cure? If the Rage Farm is the problem, the antidote is actually pretty simple. It's about getting your real life back. And the contrast is just so stark when you lay it out like this. On one side, you've got the Rage Farm, outrage, boredom, depression.
It's all passive. On the other side, real life. Going to the park, hitting the gym, hanging out with friends, actually making something. It's all active.
And this is the gut punch. This is the big realization. It was never about you. It was always about them. The whole system, the whole machine, it's not designed to help you. It's designed to help them, their brand, their views, their income. It was always about them.
So this isn't just some vague idea of quitting. It gets specific. Here are the names and the types of creators that are being cut off. It's a conscious decision to stop feeding the machine, to step away from the whole ecosystem piece by piece. And in the end, it's not just about what's being left behind, right? It's about what you're moving towards. I've got a life to live. That's such a powerful statement. It's not about running away. It's about running to something better, your own life. Which really just leaves us with one final question to think about. It kind of turns this whole thing back on us, doesn't it? In a world where everyone and everything is fighting for a piece of your mind, it's a pretty important question. What are you farming your attention to?